What's up, y'all? We back, and this time around we got a new Pokemon on our team that's been making a lot of noise. Ragingbolt. This is probably my favorite Paradox Pokemon, so y'all know I had to throw him on a team and make him as strong as possible. It's actually crazy how tough this guy is, and I've been using him different than other players for the most part, from what I've seen. So this was mostly an experiment. I went ahead and put choice specs on him to maximize that damage output. After playing a while, I don't think I would necessarily suggest choice specs for everyone, because then you're going to be locked into that thunderclap, and that can pretty much make you lose some games. So I'll definitely make some changes there. And this is my squad here: Golem, Ninetails, Hirayama. If you're new to the channel, this is pretty much what I do. I use underdogs pretty much, like the Pokemon that don't get used too often. I put them on teams, make them as good as they can possibly be. Alright, we kicking it off. Battle number 1. And we have a Ditto here. You don't see Ditto too often. I feel like you gotta be pretty good to play with Ditto. But Ditto copying Novern instead of Raging Bolt is good for me. But it still causes me to use my Terra on Raging Bolt. And they're gonna put some light screens down here. That's pretty much gonna slow down my team. The Draco meter, that's why I had to go electric and use my Terra on Raging Bolt to dodge that super effective move. And here comes the discharge party. And discharge is going crazy. This match double paralyzed them both. That's unlikely. Quick Claw, he's paralyzed, double paralyzed. Now, that's actually crazy. We get him pretty lucky here to start off. And we got the tailwind up, and you can say goodbye to these guys because they out of there. Yeah, this charge is pretty strong, but I can see why a lot of people don't use it. It's kind of somewhat difficult to play with, but it can be rewarding. And I had to take Raging Bolt out, but then I make a mistake here, unfortunately. And that must be Assault Vest.
Golem, no!
See, that was a bad move on my play. I should have saved Golem. I should have sacrificed Ninetails on that switch in, because Golem was the only Pokemon here that can possibly one-shot both of them. And now Iron Hands is about to start cooking. And he dodged my super effective move by using that Terra. We could have went for Heatran here, but Heatran is more likely to protect. Iron Hands is never gonna protect. If you see Iron Hands and you ever question on who to attack, just go for Iron Hands because he's not protecting. And Novern misses again. And just like that, we're not in a good position. Both of them are going down. And now we have to see if Raging Bolt can do something here. The sun is gonna help us out a little bit here, but it's still not looking too good. But we still won't give up. We have Earth Power. Hanging on one hit point is crazy. And then we got the discharge. Double paralysis. Now that's crazy. So we gonna need Iron Hands to stay and he does. So it's looking a little better, but it's still not looking good. We can definitely get Heatran. But he hangs on with one hit point of his own, it looks like. And he's paralyzed again. I promise y'all, I'm not normally this lucky. This probably was one of the luckiest games that I've had. And just like that, after a crazy battle, we get our first win. And that takes us from rank 9 to rank 10. But it must have been in our destiny to win that one, because there's no way that Discharge just did that. And now we are on to the next battle. And next up, we have a pretty strong team. Everybody is on that team is pretty popular. Maybe Umbreon may not get that much usage, but everybody else on this team is pretty tough. And don't underestimate Golem. He's the hidden gem here. I made him pretty much specifically for Raging Bolt. He's probably one of his best teammates the way that I use him. And he's pretty solid on the trick room. A super effective hit right there hurts us, but the sturdy comes in handy. Golem needs that sturdy. He has is it 2 times 4 weaknesses? So yeah, that's a reason Golem doesn't get used too often. And I'm unsure why he went for the follow me there, especially with a switch. He should have probably just attacked. He could have at least got Golem out of them. And the reason Golem is barely doing any damage is because Landers hit him with that Intimidate. And I didn't want to switch him out to throw someone else into a shot. So this paid out perfectly. And we have Raging Bolt versus Landers. Coming in intimidating. This was the only option that I had. And now, Helping Hand, Revival Blessing. And this is why we use this guy. Well, one of the many reasons. And we got Draco Meteor. That animation is crazy. I love the way the cloud comes out. I think, yeah, that's definitely a cloud. But we're definitely gonna have to switch out here because we running choice specs. So one of the things about running choice specs, it can force you to pivot at times, which can be difficult to play with. But quite a few teams that I play with are difficult to play with. You just gotta know what you're doing just a little bit, know how to use them. And now we got Flood of Main with the Terra. The Struggle Bug comes in handy, lowers that special attack. Flood of Main is gonna see that down the line. We kinda in a decent spot, even though Trick Room just went out. But I went for Wide Guard, thinking it was a Dazzling Gleam. No, it was a Shadow Ball, and now Raps's gone. But now we got Raging Bolt versus Flood of Main, and now we about to get it. We about to turn them now, y'all. Y'all can't tell me this is not a cool looking Pokemon. So he goes for the Protect. Probably thinking I'm gonna use Thunderclap, playing around with that, but no. We taking everybody out. We taking everybody out with Discharge. And Umbreon, that is not good for you. So we looking pretty good here. Pretty much got him locked into our trap. Yeah, this team does. We are basically trapping him. Thought he might go for Dazzling. He had the Moon Blast, but this Discharge is gonna hurt. So he's running Dazzling Gleam, Moon Blast, Shadow Ball, and Protect. That's what his Flood of Main's running. Yeah, he knew that was open. So doing pretty good. First 2 matches, got him under our belt. We are rolling, y'all. And now we found our third opponent. Let's see what they got. That's definitely a team that you may not see too often. Kind of a underdog team they got going. Got their own Ninetails. Avalug, you never see Avalug. So he predicted me. Ninetails knew he was getting that fake out. So, but what I could have done, I should have used my Terra on Novern. This was his match. But it'll be fine. Novern goes for that Heat Wave. The Heat Wave on Avalog, it missed, but it would have came in handy. Close combat, that's a lot of defense. And then he goes for Iron Defense to get even more defense. Not a good Iron Defense there. Probably wasn't expecting me to attack. But now We got some Ninetails on Ninetails action. Change the weather to the bright sunlight. And it's looking pretty good for us right now. They don't know what we about to do, but we know what we about to do. And already, this is a poppin' battle. So we gotta bring back Hirayama and go Raging Bolt. And that sunlight activates our photosynthesis. And Heat Wave comes in and takes them both out. Definitely needed to hit both. And right now it's looking pretty good for us. And he sends out Rock Okerpon, which is my favorite Okerpon. And now it's time to Terra. But we changing it up. Ninetails Ground Terra. He's gonna go for the double protect here. See, that's why I likely make changes to Raging Bolt. Calm Mind does look very good on Raging Bolt, but I like the idea of at least, well, no more than 2 electric moves. 2 electric moves. Volt Switch is definitely coming out. I can't justify a Volt Switch anymore. I'd rather, if I was running choice specs, I would take off Volt Switch and run Terra Blast and let Raging Bolt just change its type. Like some Terra types that Raging Bolt can run. Grass, Fairy, Water, and then Ninetails goes down. Switching to that Ground Terra opened up a weakness, but we got the discharge party going. And we managed to get a paralysis or Okerpon. Go Hirayama. And this is a good example about how this team is challenging to play with at times. So I'm forced to use Wide Guard on Hirayama to avoid him from getting discharge damage. I mean, you can make it work, but it can be challenging to play like this at times. You end up pretty much causing some frenetic fire at times. And then he's hitting those protects, trying to see what we running. And this hit right here, this is gonna do it. Yeah, he's really used. I feel like he's definitely a good player, especially running these type of Pokemon. And now we starting it with 3-0, and we streaking right now. So pretty much one more win will get us into Masterball Tier. And who do we have here? And from a glance, that looks like a pretty strong team. Got their own Raging Bolt. Would like to see Raging Bolt. And we got Chi-Yu and Iron Moth. You don't see Iron Moth too much, I don't think. You see Chi-Yu all the time though. And this is the perfect opportunity for Ninetails to use his Terra. Super effective on both of these mons, unless they use a Terra, and which he did, so he ends up dodging my super effective ground move that I was launching with Ninetails. But I guess it still does an okay amount of damage, and Nova goes down before he can even set up a move. He's running Choice Scarf on Chi-Yu. And now we have Golem. But when I sent out Golem, I'm already thinking 2-3 turns ahead. So that played out nicely. Protect played out nicely. One shot, I wasn't expecting him to go down in one shot, but his special defense was lower than Ninetails go down, which I was hoping. And that opens up the door for Raging Bolt. And at this point, I already see my victory. Yeah, it's looking very, very good at this point. The Wide Guard it blocks that snarl. Perfect Golem. And now it's our turn to do some damage. And let's see. And it is game over. And he went ahead and quit there. Don't blame him, it was definitely over. And that got us to Masterball Tier. So a nice quick sweep to Masterball here. And might as well get the first match of Masterball as well. And that team looks pretty good. Some teams are easier to predict than others. This team looks kind of easy to predict, but we about to get it. Look at Golem. Yeah, you see, we going crazy. We going all out here. We just going all out, just so y'all can see how strong these guys are. The tailwind, and then a discharge. So no flinch, and then rock slide, and boom. Boom, that is powerful. See, Golem is Raging Bolt's best teammate. Well, not really, but the way that I'm using him, yes sir. And that was a devastating turn one. So he decides to get up out of there. And so we get another win. Raging Bolt is looking very, very good. And just like that, we went 5-0. Quickly got to Masterball. Probably gonna make some more noise with Raging Bolt for the time being. This was actually just a team that I just threw together. I'll probably make some changes to see who fits with Raging Bolt the best, and make some swaps here and there. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, go ahead, hit the like button, give a subscribe, comments, some Pokemon that you want to see me use, underdogs specifically. I probably won't be using Raging Bolt too often, really. Yeah, I prefer using Pokemon that are a little weaker, not weaker, but just don't get much usage. So I have a few in mind, and stay tuned.